Can one bad apple spoil the whole barrel? Sometimes the answer is yes. Don't let the enthusiasm and excitement you've created be brought down by a few. Complainers, manipulators, whiners, and pessimists can strangle the passion right out of your company. It's not always obvious, but identify those people who move through your organization spreading gossip, sowing doubt, blaming others, taking excessive breaks, arriving late, and wasting time. Maybe that person is a fraternity brother who you've known for years, or a neighbor, or even a relative. Maybe they've been on the job for the last 17 years and they have a certain seniority. Just because they've been there since the beginning of time doesn't necessarily mean they're still on board with your company mission. It's critical to separate yourself from emotion and act on your company's behalf. Many years ago, I told myself that I won't allow anyone to hold my company hostage. In other words, just because they hold the secret to rebooting the internet when it's down, or they can fix the computer network, or they can prepare a smoking cup of coffee, doesn't make them indispensable. Donald Trump seems to like the idea of firing people, but not me. Can you relate? I would rather have a root canal than fire somebody. But when that time comes for you to let someone go because of toxic behavior or just plain old apathy, make sure you notate everything that's been happening, which will help you take the emotion out of it. It's hard for people to argue with facts, such as how many times they've been late or running up an international phone bill. Let me give you an example. 7 years ago, I had a studio manager whose performance was sliding. This was because he had started a new business venture on the side. This was during a time that I was traveling constantly, so I was unaware of his day-to-day activities. Nonetheless, one weekend I got on his computer and looked at his email history, only to discover that 95% of his last 600 emails were for his new business and had nothing to do with the job I was paying him for. So I printed out every single one of those emails and then I called him on it. At first, he flat out denied it. And then I handed him the stack of 600 emails and the conversation ended right then and there. That was his last day at Dark Horse. Weed these people out before their toxic behaviors sabotage your company's culture, because there's nothing worse than counterproductive work behaviors to choke the growth and prosperity of your company. Tending to the weeds in your organization will not only get rid of toxic behavior, but it sets a positive standard for everyone else to aspire to. Cleaning house in your company might remind you of a visit with the dentist, but it will pay dividends in productivity, prosperity, and passion for years to come.